Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Play PSVR, the podcast. It is January 11th, 2019. That's right. The new year has started. We covered it last week, but this week we are going to talk about the new games that are coming out in 2019. We're also going to talk about a decent-sized release that came out this week that Adam and I both had the pleasure of playing. And you're going to kind of get our opinion, decide if you want to play it too. Also, we're going to hit you up with the airing of grievances and some of the quick hits with the sales and some news. But first, Adam, as usual, we got to get into it. Adam, what are you drinking tonight? What is your gamer juice?
My gamer juice. This one I'm pretty excited for. It's ginger lime sparkling water. So I like ginger. I'm a big fan of lime. I think I've mentioned to you before, I really like cranberry and lime. So let's hope that this bad boy is good. So, oh yeah, it's like a more gingery ginger ale along with a hint of lime. Real good. It's refreshing. Here's the thing. When you have a lot of those sugary drinks, like last week I had Squirt, and anytime you just get sodas or something like that, it's so sugary that it doesn't really quench that thirst. But I find that a sparkling water, it pretty much helps with that thirst, but also has some flavor packed in it. So you get the advantages of water, but yet a little flavor in there with it. So I'm a big fan of any sparkling water. This week I'm rolling with the ginger lime. How about you?
Well, just a little segue, kind of. You posted an article recently about motion sickness in VR, and you mentioned ginger and ginger ale. Is this something you're drinking because you're getting motion sickness, Adam?
I am not. I am a man. I do not get motion sick. I will not get motion sick. I will myself to not get sick. So no, I have not gotten sick. I am not close to getting sick. However, I do like me a little ginger ale.
Well, Adam, that's not what you were talking about the other day when we were playing and you were playing Tetris. That's right, everybody. Adam recently got sick playing Tetris Effect in VR. The game he claims he hates. He played a little bit more of it, and he got sick. It's embarrassing, I know. After all the trash he's talked about being manly and unsickable, he plays a game that he supposedly hates, and he gets sick from it. And it might be the weakest game for someone to get sick on. It's embarrassing, Adam, and I don't want to embarrass you any further, so we're going to move on to my gamer juice of the week. This might gross you out, Adam, but my gamer juice of the week is Soylent Cafe Coffee. So I told you in 2019 we are doing new things. 2019 is the year that we eschew food, you guys. We're not going to eat anymore, all right? You can get all your nutrition through liquid drinks. This is Soylent. It has exactly 20% of my daily nutrition in one bottle. It's got 20 grams of protein. It's got caffeine, and I think that's an L, might be an I, theanine. It's a ready-to-drink meal. I don't think it's going to taste great, but this is what I'm going to be sucking down. 400 calories in this drink, but that's okay. I skipped dinner because I'm becoming a machine. If I do this, Adam, if I just drink this and I have a catheter, I'm never going to have to take the headset off, ever. I'm never going to take the headset off. So let's gulp it down, and Adam, I want you to tell me what you've been playing this week.
That's right. So this week, the Powerade play of the week, a pretty simple one, honestly, and it's really about our only options. But regardless, it would be the game of the week, would be Megalith. So if you're a little unfamiliar, and if you haven't been paying attention to the recent releases, it is a MOBA, but it's a first-person MOBA, which is a first for the PSVR. Of course, we had Dark Eclipse, free game. It was a MOBA, but it was a more you were on top looking down. This is a first-person game, which pretty cool. I like the game. It's definitely a good game. And essentially, if you haven't played MOBAs before, you're in a map. The whole goal is that you are trying to kill and defeat the enemy's base, and they're trying to destroy your base. This is multiplayer, so you get on. It's 2v2, so you can play with other AI players or actual human players. And you can play as 6 different Titans. And so one of them is unlockable. You can pay $4, or I think if you play enough of the game, you can unlock them. But for rounds, there's only one map, which is a little disappointing because after you play that map like 4 times, it's just so condensed. It really limits the strategy. Because the map is so small, there almost isn't any strategy, honestly. I would like to see a lot bigger maps in which you really have to play with the strategy angle a lot more. But those maps are coming. It has been confirmed that they will be on the way here pretty shortly. Each character has different abilities. You use either the 2 move controllers or you can use a DualShock. Believe it or not, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the move controllers are better. They're easier to start your special abilities because you just use one of the 4 buttons on the move controller. I don't understand, Alex, why people can't just come up with controls that don't suck balls. But these people, they have the move buttons turn and rotate you, which is stupid. And then the left move controller, the trigger moves you forward. Why? What? No game has that control. Why? It's like those stupid Nintendo games where everyone knows in Mario you hit the certain buttons to jump, B. And so what they do, now they're going to switch it, and some of the games use A when it knows that every gamer has in their mind B is to jump. And I don't know why they do. It's stupid. And anyhow, once you get past that, the move controllers, in my opinion, are much better. And so the game can be fun. However, I find it a little repetitive, and I think it gets old pretty quickly. I mean, I played for 2 hours, maybe the day it was released, maybe the day after. And some of the matches, when they're faster paced, are more fun. But, for example, Alex and I got in a battle in which I had an AI. I was going against Alex, who also had an AI. We were similar skill level. And essentially, we played for like 40 minutes. And we were able to get past each other's first set of turrets, but then couldn't get any farther because we killed each other, and then just no progress was being made. And to me, that is absolutely miserable. It was boring, and I didn't like it. And the thing about Megalith I don't like, as I mentioned before, is it's simple and it's not very strategic. Dark Eclipse, you were able to bait your enemies into maybe going a little farther to attack your bases while you go around them to attack their base, and without them knowing. You also had in Dark Eclipse, you could go and attack the weaker animals and the smaller things around to level up, to then go and just simply overpower your enemies. That you can't do here either. Anyhow, Megalith it's a good game. I say it's about 7.5. A 7.5 out of 10 would be my ranking, and is what we have it ranked on the website. $30, I'm just going to be honest, though, that's a joke. It is not worth $30. I'm sorry. Maybe if you add more characters, more maps, and it's a very lively multiplayer game. But I would say $20 is where I would pull the trigger for sure if you're on the fence about this game. If you really like MOBAs, it's probably worth $30. But less than that, or other than that, I couldn't imagine paying $30 for this game.
So, Adam, I think you and I have similar opinions about this, and that we are upset that there's just one map, and that there seems like there's not much content, and $30 is a lot to ask for it. Now, in my mind, the better move for them releasing this game would be to lock all the characters out except for maybe one, and, you know, of course, have more maps and just have one map available and release it as like a free demo that you can play, or a timed demo or something like that, and then pay $30 and get some levels and get some more characters and stuff like that. I think that would be a better way to go about this. I think the game is really fun. You know, even with one level, I wasn't finding myself getting bored, but I'm the kind of guy who, when I played Counter-Strike, I would play the same map over and over again. You know, it was all about CS Assault. It was all about DE Dust, and you just play that for hours and hours and hours. It's okay to me to have one map if the gameplay is good and there's some depth to it. But in the one map that they gave us, there's not much depth. There's not much variety. It's very symmetric, so what you have is what they have, which is good and bad. It looks like there are some things in the level that they are looking to implement, like there's a shrine in the middle of the map that there's no way to interact with. There's some branching paths, but you're right. The developers have said that they're working on a new map to come out soon. I think it's already in the approval process in Sony, and they said a new gameplay mode too. So if they can add more content to this, it would definitely be worth the $30. But right out of the gate, $30 seems like a lot for one map, and then what is it, 5 or 6 characters? The characters are nice, and there's a decent variety to them. And I think it's $4 or $5 for the extra character if you didn't pre-order the game. If you pre-order the game, he was free. So that's good. Unlike Adam, I see a depth in the gameplay here. Adam picked the same character every time, and he had the same strategy every time we're playing, and he basically relied on my skills to pull us through to victory every time we played. What would happen is Adam and I would play. Adam would go walking out as the, like, giant Viking girl that shoots a shotgun of ice blast and does 0 damage. And he would sit there and walk around with a shield and not hurt anybody, not do anything, maybe fight a couple minions. And then I would have to come around and fight the minions and kill the minions and kill the guys attacking our base and then charge up my special. And then I would have to use my special and I would take out both of the enemies, both of the titans the other players were playing against. And then Adam would be like, oh, you just run ahead and die. That's basically how the game went when it was me and Adam playing. Is I would get all the kills and then Adam would get killed by a minion or a tower or something like that. Anyways, I digress. I think the game is really fun. There's a little bit of strategy there in how you want to approach attacking the other person's base. And there's strategy in the teams that you select. You know, each character has enough variety in their approach to where, you know, if I play one character and Adam plays, if I play as Tar, the melee character, and Adam plays as the giant Norwegian shotgun ice girl, that's a different play mechanic than if we both pick ranged fighters or if we both pick close. Actually, I think they're all ranged except for Tar. But the powers between the characters are different, and there's a variety there. There's also some longevity there in the sense that although the levels and the matches don't change, each character has their own quest. So there's things that they want you to try to do. Get so many headshots with this character, or kill so many enemies with this power, or kill so many minions with this power, or heal your teammates so many times. And that unlocks credits that you can use to buy new skins for your character. So if you're into that, if you're like a trophy hunter, there are definitely objectives you can try to compete. And I look forward to trying to accomplish some of these goals with the different characters because, like I said, every time you play a different character, it's kind of a little bit like a different game, which is what you're looking for in a multiplayer action game like this. One thing I do want to note is that this game nailed the multiplayer connection. I've heard some people have some issues, but Adam and I, when we played, it was pretty seamless. We actually made a party. Adam started the game, and the game automatically invited me to his game, and bam, Adam and I were playing together, and then other people dropped in. If we were playing against him and they rage quit, it just fills their spot with a bot, and we just keep fighting and keep playing. It doesn't ruin the game. We're still making progress, unlike Firewall Zero Hour, which, you know, I'm getting a lot of flack from our last podcast, people talking about, hey, it's actually a good game. You guys got to quit ragging on it. Hey, they might have fixed it, but they really damned themselves by not having that game up and running from the get-go. I don't want to go back. I don't, you know, if I have 3 hours in a night, I don't want to waste 2 of those hours waiting in a lobby trying to find somebody to play. Trying to find some way to connect to a game and then not have the game even connect. And then I start the game and I die in 30 seconds because I'm out of practice, and then I got to wait 5 minutes for the match to end. It's just Megalith. It's a fast action game. You get in, you play, you get out. Sometimes the matches are long. I like it. It builds up the drama. Adam doesn't like the long matches. I can understand why he doesn't like the long matches. I will say this. I wish you could change your characters in the middle of a match. It sucks to start off with a character, realize you got a bad situation, and then you're just going to have to fight tooth and nail to try to get to the end of a long match, like 40 minutes, trying to get to the end of a match, and you can't change it. You're shaking your head, Adam. Why don't you want to change your character mid-match?
It's stupid. Have a game that's more strategic, and you wouldn't have that, because if you have the more strategic gameplay, then it's not good. It's gonna be like Dark Eclipse. It may last 25 minutes, and the better person will win by that time.
So you keep mentioning Dark Eclipse. I will say one thing about Dark Eclipse. It had a very good tutorial, and like you said in the review, and I think you posted a video on YouTube, this game has almost zero tutorial. I honestly, I'm very thankful I played the game with Adam when I first played it, because he took that bullet for us. He figured out how to play the game, and he taught me how to play it. You know, it out there, if you're wondering how to launch your minions, you got to hold the controller above your head. It's not intuitive. They never tell you that, and it makes zero sense, but you just do it, and then the minions spawn. The buttons recharge. That kind of makes sense. It's not too difficult. The controls are kind of weird, and then just what you're doing in general in the game is kind of confusing. I think because they don't have a tutorial, it's hard to identify where the strategies are. Sometimes the minions are really strong looking. Sometimes they're really weak looking. I think there might be some kind of a way to upgrade your minions, or just in some way, I think you can get stronger minions. I don't know how, but that's an important part of any kind of MOBA like this. Like in Dark Eclipse, it's very straightforward how you upgrade your minions. Honestly, Adam, talking about this, I want to play some Megalith, but I want to go back and play some more Dark Eclipse, because I'm getting the hanker. This multiplayer VR stuff is pretty fun. It's pretty exciting. So that's our impressions of Megalith, unless you have anything else you want to say, Adam.
No, I think that pretty much covers it. Well, I do want to cover very quickly, and our second segment is going to be the longest segment of the podcast, because we're going to dive into 2019 and the games that are coming, and I'm just going to rip Alex up. I'm going to tear him up because he's an idiot. Anyhow, so there was a little GIF floating around Twitter of this guy. I mean, it looked like there were some people at an intersection. It was in downtown of a city, and they looked up into there was an apartment building across the street, and they zoomed in, and there was a guy with his headset on playing PSVR. It was so great. I love that video. And very quickly, Alex, so it looks like, of course, if you're listening, you can't see this. Hopefully you can look on Twitter and you can try to, maybe we'll retweet it or something so you can look to see what video we're talking about. But it looks like he was doing two with both his hands downward motions with the move controllers. And the video was very short. So I want to, what game do you think he was playing? Because that is the first thing I thought of is, oh, that's cool, go PSVR. And then the second immediate thing I was like, oh, what's he playing? I don't know. What are you thinking?
So watching him, my initial reaction was I think he's playing Beat Saber because that's a popular game. People are going to get it. But then you were right. I don't think those movements are big enough or varied enough for Beat Saber. And then thinking about it just now, I was going to say Happy Drummer or something like that, maybe Sprint Vector. But thinking about it right now, it really looked like he was probably playing Electronauts. The way he was looking down and the way he was gently flicking his wrist, he might be tapping those little balls on Electronauts, making those nice drum sounds. I think that's what he was playing. I really like this GIF because it kind of, if you drive in front of my house, don't go looking for me, guys. You're not going to find me. But if you drive in front of my house, you can see a window straight up into my bedroom where I'm playing VR. It's a small window. You're not going to see the full thing, but you're just going to see me dancing around with my headset on. If that's what people see, if what people see driving by my house is what you see in this GIF, I love it. This is great. I need people to see me playing VR. Maybe I'll start recording it for you guys from outside of my house. Adam, what do you think the guy was playing?
So, yeah, you screwed me because at first you told me that you thought he was playing Sprint Vector, so I assumed that's what you were going to say. My answer was actually Electronauts, believe it or not. And it is because I think with Sprint Vector, with Beat Saber, with any of those games where there's hectic movement, you wouldn't just be barely moving those move controllers. Like, you're really going to be laying into them. It wouldn't be anything like Skyrim. What are some other move games that, like anything in which
Ancient Amulator is definitely what he was playing.
And I don't think so because you hold them out in front of you more, and his was it looked like he was like dog mushing or maybe skiing, in which I can't think of any game right off the bat with move controllers that would have those mechanics other than potentially Electronauts or, I mean, everything I can think of, Hollow Ball. Shooty Fruity. I guess because you wouldn't have both guns out. I'm not sure what it is. I think it very well could be Electronauts. I wish we could find out who this guy was and ask him because that is going to drive me up the wall. But regardless, hopefully, go ahead.
I'm 80% sure that it's Devilon.
Is it?
Yeah. He's the one in the window. He's the man in the window playing Electronauts for us.
I am 100% sure it's not Devilon, but okay. Anyhow, I think for this segment, we are toasted because I'm going to come back and I'm going to burn you so hard. Oh my. You wait, guys, you got to stick with this. Wait to hear what this fool is looking forward to in 2019. You are so stupid. I cannot wait. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. I might kill a man. Tonight. Please don't tell anybody. I don't want to go to jail. Stick with us. We'll see you in segment 2. Welcome to segment 2 of PlayPSVR, the podcast. So I'm excited for this segment. I was excited for it even last week because I love looking forward and the potential that PSVR has and the games that are coming out in 2019. I got my list out. We put out a list on the website. You can look under the blog hard words. The blogs tab. I don't even know why I just said
blog system.
Yeah, the blog system. And there we have our top 5 games, and there we have explanations. We've got trailers. We've got ones that didn't quite make our top 5, but are still should be quite anticipated. And so, Alex, I'm ready to dive into this bad boy. You ready to go?
Let's do it, man.
Okay, so I'm just gonna start for the first, like, my favorite ones, and then go forward, and then we'll just bounce back and forth. And you can let me know what you think, because I mean, It could go either way. That's a great thing about E3 and predictions is you see the trailers, you think it may be great, and it may be a big old turd on a stick. Like, look at Impatient. Look at Bravo Team. I mean, there are a lot of games that look like they're going to be great, and there aren't. So the first one, and this is going to be weird. Everyone's probably going to be like, what the F you smoking, dude? I'm going to lose a lot of credibility here, but it's got to be everybody's golf VR. And here's the thing. Here's the thing with this game for me. Is that I know you remember? Did you have a first generation Wii back in the day?
Yeah, man, I had the Wii at launch, dude.
Oh, right. I don't know if I had it at launch, but I definitely had one. And the game above all games was an included golf game. Everyone loved Wii Sports and that golf game. My dad loved it. He hates video games. He loved it. My mom loved it. My grandma loved it. My sisters loved it. Everyone loves the game. And it was so simple. It didn't have good graphics. It didn't have complicated gameplay. All it had was one controller that you move essentially in VR, and then that's it. And everyone loved it. So I was like, boom. In PSVR, where you're actually surrounded by the environment, where you can actually have a heftier version of the game. Oh, I want a 3-wood, or I want a 5-iron. Oh, I want a pitching wedge. Okay, so easy to develop, Alex. And guess how many golf games we have? What ones can you think of?
Infinite golf or infinite mini golf, 100-foot
mini golf. So F that.
100-foot robot golf,
and that's not even a real golf game. It's not even that VR. It's not first person. So F that.
Tiger Woods Golf VR.
I don't think that exists.
Golf Fighters 2018.
Okay, so obviously he's falling apart here because there are no golf games for the PSVR, and that's the thing that drives me nuts. Alex, I know you're not a big golf fan, but is it surprising to you that there isn't a golf game yet?
It's surprising to me just because, I mean, I'm not a golf fan, but I really enjoy Mario Golf. So these arcade-style golf games are really fun. I love Super Monkey Ball Golf. It's almost one of the quintessential titles you should release on a platform that's kind of experimental. And the VR aspect of it, you could be in like amazing environments playing golf. That would be incredibly fun. So yeah, I'm surprised that we have 3 or 4 boxing games now. And we have, 2 pseudo golf games that aren't really like golf games like we would want to play. I'm happy for you that this game is coming out. I'm also looking forward to this game, but it's not on my list. And it's simply because I know Sony, this is one of Sony's properties. It's from the Hot Shots Golf family, so it's kind of more like Mario Golf, so don't get disappointed if it's not like a pure golfing sim, but it's going to be good because they're not going to want to throw this in the trash. They're not going to throw this IP in the trash. So, yeah, I think it's probably going to be really good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking, too. I was like, okay, if it's one of their homes, like Nintendo's never going to do a crappy Mario game, And I'm hoping that, although it may not be on quite that level, obviously, that they aren't going to do a poor job in this golf game. There's just a tad bit of gameplay, very small amount on YouTube that I saw. And, I mean, it looks very nice. The courses look good. They look challenging. I know that you can change the club that you're using. I don't know how detailed it is, but I feel like it does have the look and the detail and the very beginning impressions of looking like a very good game. And I don't know how there hasn't been a golf game yet. So I'm really excited for that because that's the type of game, I'm not going to lie, I could put hours and hours in. And because I'm a golf fan, I like sports. I think that every time you play that, it's going to be slightly different because every shot's going to be different. There's going to be different wind. I think it's going to be good. And if they add a ability to multiplayer with people, so you're actually going out and golfing with people like you would in real life, holy crap, and you could talk to them, oh my gosh, that I could really work on my backswing. I could work on my follow-through. I'm going to be freaking Tiger Woods in no time, except I'm not going to bang a tranny or whoever he had sex with and ruined his marriage and his career.
You're not going to do that? No, that's the whole point of VR is that you do that stuff too. It's not just the game, it's the life.
Oh, okay. Well, regardless, that's probably my number one game I'm looking forward to. I mean, I can't wait for it. There's no release date yet, which is sad, but man, I hope they don't make me hold out too long.
All right. So are we just going to swap back and forth? You want to go down your crappy list?
Sure. No, you do yours because Here it goes.
All right. Shut your mouth, Adam. Shut your mouth. Have some respect for me when I go down my list. Adam, 2019 is going to be a big year for PSVR. And I'm going to say this now. I think it's going to be a big year for reasons we don't know. You know, going into 2018, we didn't know persistence was going to be the big mamma jamma. We were hyped for Impatient. We were hyped for Bravo Team. We weren't hyped for To The Top. But guess what? To The Top was Game of the Year. So right off the bat, I want to say we don't know what the true killer is going to be this year in PSVR. But we are making educated guesses here. And my educated guess, you know how they release movies in early 2019 and then people forget how great they are when it becomes Oscar time to decide the best movie of the year? That's what's going to happen with this first game. And this first game is Ace Combat 7. It's coming out January 18th, so we do not have to wait much longer, guys. I know Adam's already wagging his finger because it's not full VR. It doesn't have every level in VR. I can't kiss my girlfriend in VR. I don't care about that, man. What I want to do is I want to get in a plane, a fighter jet, and I want to fly over the land of strange real, man. I love Ace Combat. I love it flat, and I can only imagine if I could spend 10 minutes in the Ace Combat world, that's enough for me. I'm sorry, it's an expensive game, and I'm sorry, not all the levels are going to be in VR. But I get a feeling it's going to be kind of like the Gran Turismo thing where Gran Turismo got a lot of flack. People talked about how it was trash because it wasn't full VR. I don't care, man. People love Gran Turismo now because they realize, oh, look, it's like the world's best car museum. This is going to be like that. It's going to be like the world's best flight simulator museum or fighter jet museum. And there's going to be dogfighting and there's going to be combat and there might even be a free flight mode. And if there's multiplayer in VR and a fighter jet, I don't see how this can lose unless they really, really, really shoot themselves in the foot because they're like mad at VR or something. And it's Konami. No, it's Bandai Namco. Never mind. I take it back. This game's going to be awesome. I love it.
So, okay, here's the thing. Here's why you're stupid. First of all, I do believe you're correct. I do think Ace Combat is going to be awesome. And I do believe that after looking at the footage, it looks realistic, and I think it's going to be sweet. I think it's going to be one of those games that if you get motion sick, you're going to be barfing up a lung. But here's the issue. Maybe for you, I'm looking at it purely in a PSVR perspective because we are play PSVR, whereas I feel like maybe you are going to play it in 2D, whereas me, I'm not playing it in 2D. I'm going to play only the VR levels. I'm not going to play anything else because F that. It's not VR. So here's my issue with it. It has been documented that there are only 4 levels in VR, and that is going to be about 45 minutes worth of VR experience. And the game is $60. That is insane. Not saying it's going to be bad. When I wrote the article about most anticipated games, it was outside my top 5, but it's one game you should be looking forward to. But how is that your most anticipated title?
I'm a fan of the Ace Combat series, so that's number 1. Number 2, I don't think 45 minutes is what we're going to be getting in VR. I think they said somewhere from like 4 hours or more. There's probably going to be high replayability. You play through the missions with different airplanes. It's going to be fantastic, man. I played Ace Combat 4 nonstop. I played it over and over and over again because it is so epic. The music is wonderful. The story is great. You got all the radio chatter. It's awesome. You got different approaches fighting these missions. And sometimes the missions can take a long time, man. I don't know how they're going to have 4 missions and it only take 45 minutes to get through them, man. You can take these missions can take like 30 minutes to an hour sometimes. It's great. I love it. I can't wait. That's why it's number 1, man. If I get 4 hours of quality Ace Combat entertainment in virtual reality, that is well worth the $50 or $60 in my opinion. If you pre-order, you get Ace Combat 5. I know it's flat, whatever. Play it in cinematic mode. I don't care. Ace Combat 5 is great, and I want to play it on PS4. I don't want to hook up my PS2. Moving on, Adam. No,
you're not getting out of there because that's some bullcrap. So the research I did for my article, the person actually played the levels in VR, and he said that 4 levels, and for a experienced Ace Combat fan where you actually knew what you were doing, it took 45 minutes. So if you're not, okay, maybe it takes a little more. You're not getting no 4 hours out of that game.
You need to point me to this article so I can send this guy a very stern email or comment in his comment section letting him know that he is a liar because this game is not out yet. This guy doesn't know. Maybe he played it 45 minutes at CES or something. I don't care, Adam. I don't care about this guy. I don't care about his website. I don't care about his article. All I care about is flying some planes. And you know what? I want to find you in the sky as a stranger, and I want to knock you out of the sky, and I want to knock your airplane into the dirt, and then I want to drop a bomb on it and drop a deuce on it.
Dude, I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to waste $60
Speaking
for
of deuce,
40
Adam,
minutes.
speaking of deuce, tell me about your number 2.
Here's the thing. I'm not doing it. It's a stupid pick. You're a fanboy. Are you done? Are you done slopping on some wee because you're loving the Ace Combat guys so much? You done?
I'm not done, but I'll let you go.
No, you're done. Dumb. You're done, dumb. Okay. Here's my second choice. And you know what? This game, I cannot wait. I really am giddy. Vanguard V.
Oh, my God.
I had never heard of this game until I did the article and I was doing research. There's not a whole lot about it out there, but I watched one 10-minute video, and what they did, it was a really weird video. They kind of explained what it was, and then they started going to, like, showing videos of the people making the music, and then they interviewed, like, one of the random people in the studio. It was a weird video, but near, like, maybe 3/4 and the rest of the game or the video, they showed gameplay. 1, the music's awesome. 2, it looks like Rush VR, Star Fox. They both made sweet, sweet love and popped out this sweet, sweet threesome of love, baby. And, oh, dude, it looks so good. Also, I guess if you took Rez, it also looks like Rez. It's colorful. It's vibrant. It looks like something that's going to blow your nips off in VR. The music is incredible. Everything looks like it's so fun. I cannot. You know what? I'm convincing myself right now. This is actually my number 1 game. This is the game I'm most looking forward to. Because imagine if you're in Rush VR and you're going through the sky and it's almost like you're in space and there's space station, there's space debris, but then the sky isn't just blue. It's like this sunset, beautiful, vibrant colored. And then you go into like a techno land and you're just flying, like you're one of those flying squirrels in the sky, and you're dodging enemies and you're shooting at different targets. Dude, it looks so fun. I cannot wait. I don't know how I haven't heard of this before. And if you're listening, please go online and look up a video of it. I don't know when it's coming out. This is a day 1. I don't care if we get a code. I don't care if it's $45. I don't care if I get motion sick. I don't care if I even have a VR anymore. I'm going to buy this game. I'm going to play the living crap out of it. And this is what's fun about this type of stuff, Alex. It looks so good. Do I know it's going to be a top game in PSVR in 2019? Certainly not. I don't know much about the game to begin with, but it looks so good. That potential has me frothing at the mouth.
Okay, so I'm watching gameplay footage right now, and okay, it was very boring looking up until right now when it looks like they're out kind of in the open seas and kind of like some space looking stuff. That looks good. Just to let the listeners know, the game looks like a Panzer Dragoon type game, which is cool. I'm down with that. I like that. But what this makes me feel like is it reminds me of Drone Striker. I'll be honest. It reminds me of Drone Striker, and I liked Drone Striker a lot. The fact that Adam was saying this is his number 1 game, it's not even immersive. It's not first person. It's third person. Adam's Mr. I want to be in the game. It's third person, flying around. It basically is Star Fox in VR, but you're not in the cockpit, and so it loses all the luster of being in the cockpit. Adam, okay, this game's going to take an hour to beat is what I'm going to say right now. It's going to take an hour to beat, and Adam's getting mad that I'm going to spend 2 hours playing Ace Combat. This game's probably going to come out.
Wait, why do you think it's going to be short?
Because I know these kind of games, man. I've played these games through and through. Drone Striker took 45 minutes to beat. This is that kind of game. It looks good. It looks pretty. I look forward to playing it. But your number 1 game, you are mad, my friend. You are mad. It's going to be like $20, which means it needs to be, if we're being conservative, 3 hours to be a similar value as Ace Combat. And Ace Combat's going to be longer than 3 hours, baby. Ace Combat's going to be great. It's going to be $60. I love it. I can't wait. I can't wait. Your game sucks. The Vanguard V. Okay.
First of all, I'm looking. There's some aspects of this that are definitely in first person, bruh.
I'm watching a gameplay footage of this, man, from Vanguard V. Maybe it looks like somebody recorded it from a camera, so maybe it's not great. Maybe it's bad recording or something. I don't know. I don't see why you're so hyped about it, but I'm happy you're excited, Adam.
I don't understand what don't you like about it? I mean, here's the thing. Okay, maybe you're suspect. I understand that. We could be suspect about all of these games because we don't really know. But there's no reason to dislike what you're seeing here, man.
I don't dislike it. I take it back. It doesn't look like it sucks. It looks like it's fun. It just doesn't look great. It doesn't get me hyped, man. It looks like another game that's going to come out. I'm going to play it. I'm going to enjoy it, and then just move on to the next thing. Like Drone Striker.
Dude, you need – I don't understand you. F you. I don't know. All your games effing suck. Like, there's nothing on your list that's exciting.
Okay, all my games effing suck except for this game. Number 2 on my list, Star Child. The game that Adam was so sad about being canceled. Guess what? It's not canceled, guys. The developers just delayed it. I think they're going multi-platform with it. Star Child, we played the demo. Everybody was disappointed when they thought it was canceled. This game, it has the feel of something like Super Metroid, and I know it's not immersive, but I really like that 2D thing. I'm looking around the caverns while I'm walking through it. I'm pumped about that. I want more of that. I want some shiny Metroid-style stuff going on in my VR headset. So my number 2 game, I'm excited about Star Child. I hope to God it comes out in 2019. We don't have any release date, but I couldn't imagine it's going to get pushed to 2020. The game looks really good. The demo was great. I don't know why Adam's acting like, oh, your game sucked. No, Star Child. It's going to be a winner. I'm pumped for it, dude. I'm pumped.
Well, okay, why do you think – I'm a little confused why you think it's Super Metroid-esque.
Did you play the demo?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just looks like Super Metroid. It has the feel of Super Metroid.
It doesn't. It looks like a space version of Moss with a woman rather than a mouse. I mean, yeah, it's not identical, but, like, you know, it's
side scroller, shooting, exploring. You got like elevators, you got caverns.
Come on,
Super Metroid, man. Super Metroid in VR. It's what I'm looking forward to. Can't wait to find out more about Star Child in 2019. Everybody, Adam, move on. Tell me about number 3.
No. At what point are these 2D games gonna get old?
They're not. That's the thing. They're not going to get old. And here you are complaining about 2D games. You just talked about Vanguard V. It's Star Fox. It's Star Fox, but you can look around and see the background. But you're not playing.
It's not 2D. But the Moss was a game everyone was like, and then boom, months later, no one talks about it anymore.
Yeah, because Astrobot came out and it was like the same kind of beautiful, wonderful creation.
Exactly, and there's no way that Astrobot is as good or worse than Star Child. I said that weird. Astrobot's going to be way better than Star Child is because Astrobot is it's a good game. And so it's like, why? You already have your 2D platformer in VR. It's Astrobot.
Astrobot's a 3D platformer.
Whatever.
Everything about it is 3D. Adam, I need you to move on before you keep embarrassing yourself.
I don't see – after doing research and looking at gameplay of Star Child and stuff, I don't see why. I don't see the hype. I was excited for it. I don't see it anymore. It's not on my list. I'm not even certain I'll play it unless it has really good reviews. We get a code, I'll give it to you. If it's cheap, maybe I'll buy it. I don't know.
You're not buying anything.
Third game here is Dreams. And here's the thing. And this one's kind of, I don't know. It's really wishy-washy for me because I don't really understand the hype with Dreams. And part of that is that when you go into a game like Sculptor VR or Coal Painter VR or Discovery, it takes motivation. It takes creativity. It takes thought and just simple motivation to create. You can't sit there and mindlessly shoot zombies or anything like that. So I'm just not as big of a fan of the genre in which I'm going to have to really think and exert myself to create something. With that being said, Dreams looks like there's almost, if you like those type of games, an infinite. You could not do everything in Dreams. There's no way. And one thing I really like is the fact that I didn't realize this until I did research, is that you could take someone else's creation and add to it. So if you don't want to create an entire backdrop and you don't want to create this beautiful mountain that you want to add your own hitchhikers to, well, then you don't have to because I can go and take Alex's mountain and then add to it. That, I think, is pretty sweet. And it's just indescribable how much stuff there is to do on it. And I'm really excited to see what some of the people in PSVR are going to do. If you look at the things people do in Rec Room, that they've done in Sculptor VR. It is incredible, absolutely mind-boggling. And so with a game like Dreams I can't even begin to fathom what we're going to see. So I'm excited for it in that reason. I'm afraid it's going to be a game where I'm going to start the play. I'm going to play it maybe 1 or 2 hours, but then because it takes so much creative juice, and then we have other games that are coming in, I'm just not going to have that to continue playing it and really do its diligence. That's my biggest worry. But what are your thoughts on Dreams, Alex?
So I've played games like it before. This is the people, Media Molecule. They made Little Big Planet, and Little Big Planet's fun. And some people make really awesome creative stuff. So this is a game where people are going to be making their own games. And it's going to be possible to make your own games and play your own games in VR. And we've seen some interesting demos of people making stuff, making music videos and stuff, making short movies you can watch, making Starfighter. Sounds like they made Vanguard V. And somebody, I think, made Astrobot at a demo session. So this is a really versatile game. And I'm not the creative type. I'm not going to be able to make my own game that's super fun. At least I don't think so. Maybe they made it really easy. I don't know. But I know people are out there, they're going to make really awesome stuff. They get motivated and they crank out really cool stuff. The thing that has me concerned is that we have, 3 to 4 million PSVR owners. I'm wondering how many of those people are going to get Dreams and how many of those people are going to make good VR content. Now, Dreams is also a flat game, so we're going to get people making flat games. Hopefully it's easy to transition a good flat game into VR compatibility. If some of those really good game makers that you saw in games like Super Mario Maker and Little Big Planet 1 and 2, if some of those people are making games in Dreams VR or Dreams and then they just hit the button to add VR, then we're going to get some awesome stuff. But they're really taking their time pushing this game out. They seem to be distancing themselves from the VR component a little bit. So I'm kind of worried about this one. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a big deal when it comes out. I just hope it lives up to the hype that they've generated by being so silent on this front.
And the thing they have going for them is the fact that they've got all this hoopla going, just like Tetris Effect did. And because it's both 2D and VR, it's going to be like there's such a big base. Even if VR isn't great, then there's so many other 2D players that are going to be playing it and they're going to enjoy it and think it's a great experience, that it's going to win a buttload of awards, and it's going to seem via the nominations, the awards, the reviews, that it's a much bigger deal than maybe it is.
Oh, kind of like Ace Combat 7. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Could be. Okay, what do you got next?
Mine is a double hitter because honestly, I can't figure out what the difference between these two games are, so I just packed them both into one. It is The Wizards and Mage's Tale. I watched trailers. Both these games look very similar. They both look very good. It's a high fantasy, and you're casting spells and stuff using the move controllers, using locomotion. You're fighting goblins and trolls and ghosts. It just looks like a really fun, good, like dungeon crawling RPG. Spell casting good time, like what if Skyrim was actually made for VR? It's not going to be open-ended like Skyrim, I'd imagine. I think one of these might be like a roguelike, and I'm sorry, I don't know the difference between these games. Hey, I think both of them, and I know The Wizards at least, uses the 3D rudder that we might talk about later. So that's also got me a little bit hyped, some new control schemes, some innovative stuff there. Don't have much to say on them. The trailers got me enticed and got me excited. I definitely want to play these kind of games, these action-packed games in VR. They're always a winner. But I don't know the difference between these two. Maybe I should. I'll find out more as they get closer to release.
That makes me think that game can't be that great if you can't even figure out what the difference between them is. But that's the one game. I don't know enough about it to give you crap. So
yeah,
I'm just going to move on. I honestly, I saw a little bit of gameplay of Mage's Tale. It looked pretty average to me. It didn't look bad. It looked pretty average, but I don't know enough about it to talk crap or make fun of you too much. So I'll give you a pass on that one. I just feel like that's pretty high for the third most anticipated game for you.
It looks like exactly like something I want to play. Yeah,
a dungeon crawler. Like just go play Crystal Rift, bro.
No. Okay, just you're embarrassing yourself again. Move on.
Okay. My fourth is Blood and Truth. So this obviously is super anticipated. It's not really a surprise. No one's going to be surprised or excited to hear a new game they haven't heard of. And so I have a couple of reasons to be I don't know. I'm optimistic about this game because, one, it's taken a little while to develop. It has been pushed back. It's been delayed. So I'm hoping that they're using that time to create a really polished game. And it's not just that, I don't know, maybe putting it in VR is a little more difficult than they thought. The reason I think that is because they put the demo out. The demo is fantastic. And so they've already dabbled in VR and made it a great demo and a great experience. So that's why I don't think that it is VR that's pushing them back. Though granted, this is a lot bigger scale than what they had in VR Worlds. But another thing about the game that I didn't know is that it looks like the gameplay is quite diverse, where there's some puzzles, there's some you're going to show up and shoot someone in the face, and then there's some stealth in there too, where you're in a warehouse and you have to stealthily get by some enemies or get to their back or steal some items that you're going to later use to destroy them. So I like the diversity in that gameplay. That's really cool. The graphics look amazing. Granted, it's not in VR yet. I'm watching trailers and things of that nature, and sometimes it doesn't always translate. But from what I could tell, it looks good so far. Seems like the game very well could be a total, like the complete package. So I'm really looking forward to that one. Not only is it one of my most anticipated games, but it's probably on most everybody's list that knows about it.
Yeah, I read some previews of it, and some of them sounded like they really liked it. Some seemed kind of lukewarm, which had me worried. Maybe that's why they pushed the game back and it's not in 2018 anymore. I'm looking forward to this game. I really enjoyed the London heist. My concern is that we might end up with something similar to Bravo Team. I've heard that the game control, like it's on rails, so like you hit a button to move forward, but you're not really controlling where you're going. Now that could be fun. Something
I didn't hear that. That does suck.
They might have changed something, and it might be like choosing your path a little bit more. Freedom of control isn't a game killer for me. Games like Killer 7 back in the day didn't have that, and I still really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the gunplay, and I enjoyed the story and just the action. So if they don't give you free locomotion, sometimes that can free up the developers to make like really spectacular set pieces. So although you're not running around on your own, you're involved in really exciting action scenes that you want to play again and again. And I'm okay with that, especially in VR. This could be another thing that showcases the immersiveness of VR technology. And London Heist, if it's any indicator of what this game is going to be like, it's going to be worth it. London Heist, you're not moving around, but it's one of the best demos for PSVR still, and it was like a launch title. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I have reservations, like I feel like everybody does. Hopefully that's why they're taking so long to get this out, because they want to make it really good.
Yeah, let's hope.
All right, moving on. The number 4 game on my list, and I don't even really know why it's number 4 on my list. It's Scraper First Strike. It's just a game that I'm really excited about, and it just looks kind of good, and it's really fun to play. It looks like it's really fun to play. It looks kind of like Battlezone type stuff. It's got a story that looks interesting, and for some reason, I'm just really excited to try this game out. I like these developers for some reason, Labradex Studios. I don't know, man. They just get me excited about this game, Scraper First Strike. It was supposed to come out around Christmas time. It got delayed. I think it's out on PC now. They're constantly tweeting out codes to get more guns and stuff like that. So, for some indescribable reason that I can't seem to get across with my words, I'm just really excited about this game. Just something about it. I feel like the developers really want me to play this game. So, Scraper First Strike. Watch some footage. It looks like a fun time. Adam, you don't have a 5th game, do you?
I mean, I could come up with one. I guess super quickly here. I'm going to refer back to my video because I don't want to lie about this one. There's one called Blunt Force, and it caught my attention. And I think it's going to be disappointing to me, honestly, because after I dug into it a little deeper, I don't know. It's a game I hadn't heard of. Blunt Force. When you look at the demo, it looks like there's a mysterious plot in there. So it's going to be like you're unraveling the mystery and why someone is controlling you or why they're causing you and blackmailing you to do these things. It looks like you are fighting against the Nazis or you are a spy against them. And so now this guy has like a stopwatch and the graphics looked great. It's kind of like a war type of feel. There were a lot of explosions. There was chaos. I'm going to be honest, I don't know what the gameplay is like because it's not out yet, but based off the trailer and just the I don't know, everything around what it could be, it looks like it could be fun. And they had me, that's how good a trailer can do. I mean, look at Tetris Effect. The best trailer I've ever seen in my life kind of got burned there. This one may get burned too. I don't know, but it looks interesting. Maybe check it out. I really don't have much more to report on that.
All right. Well, yeah, it sounds. I think we have a lot of games that they're gonna suffer Walker syndrome, where they have good graphics and good trailers and stuff like that, but then in execution, they're these Chinese developed games that are technically proficient, but they seem to lack some kind of a soul or like real interesting game design. I think we're gonna get a handful of those. We still have some of the China Hero Project games to come out. I think Kill X is one of them, and Sony was pushing that maybe. So there's some promising games out there, but I'm wary that we're gonna get burned by those games. The last game on my list is Chromagun VR. There were rumors that it was going to get released like tomorrow, but that's been squashed by the developers. Apparently, they're like in the final review process, so I think they might have submitted the game to Sony. So it could be coming out sooner than we think. You know, Sony's really opaque about all this, so it's hard to tell when games are coming out. It's really annoying. But Chromagun VR, I've heard great hype for it. Watching the footage, it doesn't sound too exciting. It's already out on flat PS4. But the reviews of it are rave. People are saying, you know, it picks up where Portal 2 left off in terms of fun, engaging first-person puzzle gameplay. And I think this is something where you shoot colors to control colored balls and control where they go, and you got to solve puzzles in that way. So I don't think it's going to be as mind-bending as something like Portal. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd love to be proven wrong. But if the praise is semi-accurate, then this is going to be a really, really wonderful game. But because the gameplay footage that I've seen doesn't, you know, inspire me and get me really excited, I can't be too pumped for this. Maybe it's going to be something awesome though. I'm tentatively looking forward to it, and hopefully we'll find out soon, like within the next month. But Chromagun VR, Adam, have you seen anything about this?
I have, and I've watched videos, and I actually contacted them a long time ago asking to see if we could cover their game, and obviously kept getting delayed, so we didn't hear back or we got denied or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I'm like, whatever. To me, it's going to be one of those games that are good. It's going to be like a 7.5 maybe, but not that memorable is what I'm thinking. Could very well be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, because who would have thought To the Top was as good as it was? So, absolutely. Okay, so those are our most anticipated games. I'm looking forward to. I have a real quick question here for you, Alex. And so in 2018, or rather, I guess, the end of 2017, going into 2018, we knew we were going to get the big boys. We knew we were going to get Beat Saber. We knew Moss was coming. We didn't know Borderlands was coming, but it did come. We knew we were going to get Tetris Effect. We knew Astrobot was coming out. We knew Wipeout was coming out. To the Top ended up being great. Persistence ended up being great. All these games in 2018 is where PSVR hit its stride. So many of those games are top 10 PSVR games. And so my question is, because those were such big names, we kind of had a feeling that probably 2018 was going to be the best year for PSVR, but it was going to be a good year. We knew that because of the games coming out. Here, it doesn't seem like we have as many titles that everyone knows and are anticipating as much as Beat Saber or something of that quality. So do you think these games will kind of stack up? Or do you think there are going to be some games like Borderlands where we don't think it comes out and then they're going to be like, boom, in a month, guess what? You're getting Duke Nukem or something like that. Like what's your thought on the games we know that are coming in 2019 compared to the ones we knew were coming in 2018?
Yeah, so what we know now, it doesn't look like 2019 is going to stack up to 2018. 2018 really blew us away with what we knew was coming out and then the surprises we got like halfway through the year. And of course, there's going to be surprises throughout 2019. But like you said, we knew some of these games were coming out. We knew Moss and Astrobot and Wipeout. We knew that was coming out. We knew Persistence was coming out. We didn't know how great it was going to be. It ended up being fantastic. But yeah, none of these games that we just discussed really get me crazy excited as I was for the other games. Dreams is supposed to be wonderful. Blood and Truth looks entertaining. Everybody's Golf, I have high hopes for it. Just from a simple, fun factor standpoint. Ace Combat 7, you're right. You can't get incredibly excited for it because it's kind of hindered because it's not full VR. So nothing's sticking out to me like Astrobot did, or like Moss, or like Wipeout. That being said, I think a lot of PSVR in 2019, it's kind of like a balance of good news and bad news. The good news is PSVR had a fantastic year in 2018, and I feel like Sony's going to want to carry that momentum into 2019, meaning probably a lot more money got put behind development studios to make VR games. VR is getting bigger and better. The downside is Sony might be gearing up for the PlayStation 5 launch, maybe sometime in 2019, or at least the announcement in 2019. And that has me concerned that Sony is going to be looking to push VR to the PlayStation 5, meaning if PlayStation 5 is compatible with the PSVR that we currently have, then we're going to be seeing games kind of pushed back and delayed to get released on the PlayStation 5. Now, if the PSVR 2 gets announced alongside or close to the PlayStation 5, then we're also going to kind of have to wait and see what happens in 2019. I can't imagine many people will be making games that are compatible for, both PS4 and PS5 and PSVR. Or if a PSVR 2 gets announced, they're going to be waiting and making games for both of them. So it really depends largely on what Sony has in mind for, the next generation of hardware. If they release new controllers, we're going to have to factor that in as well. So I'm kind of nervous, honestly. So Sony's pretty good about supporting their consoles late in the life, even when a new console's coming out. PlayStation 3 got some of the best games, even when PlayStation 4 was already out. So I guess I shouldn't be too worried. We're probably going to have an awesome year, but 2018 was really, really a fantastic year for PSVR, and I think it's going to be really hard to top.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's nuts to think that, I've only had a PS4 since I've had VR, but it doesn't seem like a console that's at the end of its life. They have a lot, not in necessarily VR, but in even, just 2D games. They have a lot of hitters coming, a lot of good games. And so it's just nuts to think that, in a year, we're going to have maybe a new one, which, again, I'm all for. I think it's best, especially for a company, you got to stay on top of everyone else. And that with the sales of PS4s coming, Nintendo is going to be coming for them. Xbox is going to be trying to come for them. And so they need to stay on top of the pack, and they need to keep coming out with updates, and they keep both hardware, new games, things of that nature. They need to keep, upping themselves in order to be number one. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I would like to go – let's see. Did we start – yeah, we started a podcast. We were doing podcasts last year around this time. Yeah. So I would like to go back. I actually didn't do that this week. We should go back and listen to one of those videos to see – I'm sure we did something like this. Like, what games are we most looking forward to? See what I had thought then compared to how I'm feeling now. That would have actually been pretty cool, but I didn't do it.
So the thing that really scares me is that Sony hasn't announced a replacement for PSX, and they're not going to be at E3. So it's like, what are they doing? How are they going to announce these big games? Maybe there's some giant convention or giant show that they're saving all their energy and money for. I don't know. I have nothing to look forward to get excited about for learning about more stuff for PSVR in 2019. But I can't imagine they'd abandon the hardware. They're having great success from a sales standpoint. 4 million is an excellent number. It might be the most successful console peripheral add-on that I can think of. It definitely beats like Sega CD and 32X and stuff like that. So I don't know. It should be a great year for PSVR in 2019, but I don't see any reason to really expect it beyond just the profit of the consoles.
Yeah, I have a hard time thinking that it's going to beat 2018. But again, you just never know, man. It only takes, 5 big-time games, and they're right in the discussion. And again, with everybody's golf, I find that as a great party game. Bring them over. Everyone could say or screw around where one person golfs. Great fun. Dreams could be fantastic. Vanguard V is going to be the game of the year. I'm just saying. So.
Yeah, just like Cold Iron. Yeah. Sounds good. Well, I'm getting tired of talking to you, Adam. I need to take a little break. Got to use the bathroom because I don't have my Easy Cath on. So we're gonna take a segment break here, and then we're gonna come back in segment 3 with airing grievances, a little bit of news, a little bit of upcoming games, and of course talk about some sales. So we'll see you guys after the break. All right, welcome back. I'm tired of wiping my nose with an old T-shirt, so I've stuffed some tissue in here for those who can see on the video. Hopefully, it's not messing up the sound quality. Adam, can you hear me?
You sound like trash.
But is
Well,
that just
you always sound like trash.
all right? So then I don't need to change this. Yeah.
Who
So
were you? Someone said you sounded like Sam Corn or something like that.
I don't know who that is, but yeah, I'm sure Sam Corn's kind of a cool dude. So we're gonna start the segment off with some news. First off, news: Ultra Wings is getting a physical release. I think that's cool. Adam and I were just talking about whether or not we own games or physical games that I really like. I like to get a physical copy of it. Just it's nice to have on my shelf. You know, if the internet dies or something, I like to know that I can somehow back this up. Although I don't know if PlayStation 4 really works that way anymore. But I'll probably get a physical copy of Ultra Wings because I'm a big fan of that game. It's wonderful. Also, along with that, the game's getting a flat version update. So all the best games get a flat version update, which is odd. We don't want to play it flat, but for people who might get too motion sick to fly and take to the skies, that'll be a nice little addition. Battlezone got it, Invisible Hours got it, and now Ultra Wings is getting a flat version. So that's just a little something to look forward to. So be on the lookout for Ultra Wings. They haven't announced the price, or even the publisher hasn't announced that the game's getting physical release, but the developer let us know on Reddit. Other news, we're going to talk more in depth in a later episode, but I just wanted to briefly touch upon the 3D rudder. I posted on Reddit that the 3D rudder was something promising. I was excited about it. Adam, what's your opinion on it? Are you looking forward to it at all?
Here's the thing. You're definitely more excited about it than I am. I think it will be cool, but I can't imagine it enhancing our experience that much. With that being said, we are trying to work to see if we can get like a little demo, even try it and then send it back to them, something like that, to actually try the game and let people know about it, fans and those who are interested, because it was $120.
Yeah, that's expensive.
Yeah, so I mean, you definitely need people that you trust. You need to see the gameplay. You need to see in action before you actually pull the trigger on that bad boy. And we would love to be the one to explain it and show it to you. And even for myself, if I try it and I really like it, it might be worth it because I don't have a throttle stick or whatever you call it, a flight stick, and I don't have some of the other peripheries. And so I'm interested, but I think you definitely are the one that's most anticipating this release.
I just see a lot of promise in it. I mean, people drop $150, $200, $300 on like steering wheels and pedals that they use for the racing games. And there's 3 racing games you can use it on in PSVR. So, 120, it's a lot, but if they can get enough games supported by this thing in VR, I'm talking what if Doom VFR, you could finally dual wield with the moves and then move freely and easily with the 3D rudder. That would be fantastic. Skyrim, if you could actually back up and hold the shield in front of you without having to do the wonky control scheme. I think this is going to free up move-controlled games a lot more, and that'll make things more immersive on that end. You can play through – what if you could play through Arizona Sunshine using dual-wielded pistols and not have to sacrifice your mobility to play it? I think that's where the promise lies in VR. It's not going to feel like I'm walking around, but that's okay. It doesn't feel like I'm walking around when I'm using the aim controller. It's just my legs are free to do some movement, and this might open up that movement for me for some more immersive, hands-on gameplay. So, yeah, people don't think it's great. I see some promise in it. I talked to the developer a little bit, and they have to kind of be mum. They're under a non-disclosure agreement, but they just keep saying, don't worry. But, of course, they're going to say that. So, looking forward to it. We'll discuss it more as we get closer to release in April for that peripheral. Also, Apex Construct, they just keep hitting you with stuff. They released the Signia Cup DLC, bonus mode. It's about a 5 or 6 minute mode. They're doing a Signia Cup competition. It's going until January 17th, and the idea is you play the game, try to get on the leaderboards. You get in the top 10. If you're on the top 10 by the cutoff date, I think it's midnight on the 17th, they're going to send you a $20 PSN gift card. And I think if you're in the number 1 spot, they're going to give you a special prize. I think it's a fun game mode. You get through it really fast, so you could try over and over and over again. When I first tried it, I got to 2nd place. It looks like I have been knocked off those leaderboards in pretty short order, but I'm not afraid to try again, guys. I'm going to get back on the throne, man. I'm like George Foreman coming back when he's old and fat and nobody thinks he can do it, and he gets that heavyweight championship title. I'm like the George Foreman of Apex Construct, so I'll see you guys midnight the 17th. You're going to be groveling at my feet. Adam's going to be weeping in the streets because his boy, Alex, is the new champion of the Apex Construct Signia Cup.
You're
Adam
stupid.
said.
No
Adam
way it's
says.
happening.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
I think you're full of crap. I'm sick of hearing you talk. Okay, so there is Kingdom of Blades coming to the PSVR from Deer VR. I like that name, Alex. That studio name, Deer VR, pretty good. Now they did come out with Code 51 in the past, in which I thought it was a great concept. It looked good, but it wasn't that. It wasn't that good. I reviewed it. I didn't like it. It kind of looks like Fruit Ninja in Medieval, which is unique. I don't know. What do you think about this release? You excited for it? Is it like going to be a 5 to a 7, if you had to guess?
I don't know what to think about this game. You know, it might just be a fun party game. I'm down with simple games, man. I like Star Bear Taxi. That was a fun game. If they just, if it's not annoying and it's comfortable to play, this could be something really enjoyable. It's kind of, instead of a wave shooter, it looks like a wave slicer. Like the enemy's coming at you, you got to hit them a couple times with the sword. Sword play is always welcome in VR, especially if you pull off the tracking really well. So I'm looking forward to see what happens. We'll have reviews and stuff coming next week for Kingdom of Blades by Deer VR. Also, of course, I've said it before, next week, 18th, baby, Ace Combat 7. Get that pre-order in so you can get Ace Combat 5, The Unsung War, one of my favorite games of all time, Ace Combat 7. I think it's like a sequel in the storyline. It's in flat, it's going to be awesome. In VR, it's probably also going to be awesome. So it's going to be like $60. So I'm sorry about that. I'm going to drop the money on it because this is my dream come true, man. I want to fly an airplane around the world, and this is what it's going to let me do.
All right. How about right now? You hit me with some sales, Alex, because we got some pretty good ones out there, and I think we should do it.
Yeah, so when I see good sales, I jump on them and I buy the games. Adam is the stingy one, so that's the good barometer for whether or not this is a good sale, is if Adam is going to purchase the game. So we're going to, there's a ton of sales.
Killing Floor, you freaking bum.
Yeah, it's like the one game you bought. Thank you. We had a really good time.
Have you bought your 100-foot robot golf?
No, I bought another.
Slap you.
I bought another drink. Yeah, backslap me, you big goober. So these sales are ending January 15th. So get on it, Adam. Get on it when you're going to buy a game. Talking about Dirt Rally VR bundle for $10. Are you going to get it this time?
Here's my thing. I really would, but I just dropped $1,000 on a laptop. I just don't have it. If it weren't for that, $10 is a good price. Everyone who plays it loves it. So if you don't have it and it even remotely interests you, you should buy it.
So is that just your answer for the rest of this segment, Adam? Way to kill the flow. Oh, I just bought a laptop, not going to buy the game. Anyways, Darknet 374.
It looks like it could be okay, but there are other games out there. It's not the money that's holding me back. It's the time. You should spend your time playing better games.
If you like puzzle games, it's a fun little VR puzzle game. Nothing fancy, but nothing bad. It's pretty addictive. Inpatient, $11.99.
Yeah, no, there are better games for cheaper.
Ultra Wings, $9.99, and you get a flat version with it if you buy it now. I don't know how much the physical version is going to be. Probably around $25, maybe $20, something like that. Ultra Wings, $9.99. Adam, what you thinking?
I just played Pirate Flight, bro.
Even close.
More updates and
no, man. Not even close, man. Ultra Wings is a fantastic game. $10 is a steal for how wonderful that game is. Adam, Werewolves Within, $5.99.
Good game if you can get in a chat room.
Yeah, I say if you're having like a VR party, $5.99 for one night of gameplay, swapping the headset, playing Werewolves Within with friends, it's worth it for one good night of fun. $5.99 is a great deal. Apex Construct, $14.99. It's half off these days because of the Signia Cup. What do you think, Adam? $14.99.
Yeah, that if you don't have it, you should definitely play a game. It's a solid game, very good plot, fun gameplay. Wish there were a little more enemies. Then you have the Signia Cup going on. It's good. You need to buy it.
It's also out in physical if you want to get that. Probably going to be a bit more expensive, but who knows? Wipeout, $5.99.
If you don't have it or if you don't purchase it right now, you're stupid. You're almost as stupid as Alex.
I don't know which is a better deal, Dirt Rally for $10 or Wipeout for $5.99. I'm going to lean towards Wipeout for $5.99 because it's just such a solid experience. Farpoint for $7.99.
Yeah, buy it.
All right. Yeah, you need the aim controller, but get it. Static, $7.99.
Buy it.
All right. Yeah, it's a good game, good puzzle game. 4 out of the 18 planned floors for $8.99, Adam.
Here's what you're going to do with that one. Take the Easy Cath, tie up to a big rubber hose, take that rubber hose through your legs back up into your rectum, and don't take it out. Go straight from your PP to your rectum because this game, F it the heck. F this game. No, please don't do it. please. I swear if I weren't poor, I would pay you $8.99 not to do it because I care about you that much. I hate this game. Easily my least favorite game in PSVR. F18 floors.
Up until the end there, I didn't know if Adam was talking about sticking things up his butt as like a good thing or a bad thing. But moving on, The Walker for $4.99. Now, this is a game that I like. People don't seem to like. I think it's got a certain charm to it. $5 is a perfect price to test the waters. And I think it's a pretty good price for this game. You know, if you just want to feel like you're in China shooting some weird demons, there's other games out there that might be better that cost $5. But if you've exhausted those and you don't mind a little bit more wave shooter action with some really pretty graphics, $5 is a good deal. Drone Striker, $7.99. Adam, are you interested?
No.
Okay, Adam's not interested. I also really like Drone Striker. It's short-lived. You probably get your fill in about an hour and a half, but $7.99, it's cheaper than a movie. You're gonna have a good time with it. You might try to play it a couple times. It's fun. Pixel Ripped, $19.89, $12.79. Adam.
If I didn't buy a laptop, this would be the game I purchase of all these games, no doubt.
Yeah, this game is pretty wild. It's quite the experience. If you read our review, I expound upon that more. You know, it's not going to last you forever, but it's almost like an art concept thing. I think everybody should try it. It's really fun and interesting. Adam, Electronauts, $7.99. What do you think the guy in the window would – do you think he bought this for $7.99?
No doubt, dude. He recently got his PSVR. He's like, what is this? He got it, and he's jamming. Yeah, he's getting crushed by Devilon in a DJ battle.
Looks like he couldn't afford Blind, so he had to wait for this to go on sale so he could afford the $7.99 version of Electronauts. Sprint Vector, $11.99. Adam, are you interested?
There are too many games out there. This one's probably not too bad. I don't know what the user base is anymore. I feel like I would rather have Dirt Rally. I'd rather have Pixel Ripped. I'd rather have Static. A lot of the games we just mentioned, I'd rather have than Sprint Vector.
All right. Raw Data, $15.99. Are you going to do it, Adam?
No, definitely not. Still too expensive, and Servios we love, but again, if you're going to get a Servios game, get Electronauts.
I bought it for $15.99. I think it's worth that. It's a really polished and enjoyable wave shooter with some locomotion. It feels less like a wave shooter and more just like a shooting game with tiny levels. But that does it for the sales this week. Hopefully we have new sales after all these holiday sales. You know, we get caught up with our catalog and there's not anything interesting on sale because we get so full of these cheap VR games. But moving on, Adam, I know you've been saving this up all podcasts. Hit me with your airing grievances, man. Tell me what you got for me. What's getting you riled up? What's getting your catheter exploding with all the piss and vinegar you're ready to pour all over the listeners?
It's 18 floors. It's easily 18 floors. I hate this game. So I've got good and bad news. So I don't even know where to effing begin. So the good news is, hey, this week they doubled the game. There are 4 floors. Wait, what? Aren't there supposed to be 18? Yeah, there was already an airing grievance, how they screwed you, how they intentionally chose not to have 18 floors because they knew their effing game sucked. They knew there were only 2 floors when they released it. But what they do? They did it anyhow because it's an effing cash grab. Anyhow. So they doubled the game. Bad news? Now we have to freaking play double the horrible trash heap that is 18 floors. I hate this game so much. You want to know why it took them so long to release 2 more floors, Alex? Go ahead and take a guess. Let me tell you what. No, I'll let you guess. What's your guess?
I don't know, man. The controls or something like that? I don't know.
No, because the controls are even worse than before. It's stupid. They added things in the first 2 floors. It's even more stupid. It takes them so long to figure out how can I adequately bone the players and the users of this interface. And that's what they did. It took them a while, but they found new ways to bonus. And oh boy, did they bonus. Here's the thing. Some of these new puzzles are so dang picky that it's insane. I was on a stream. There was a guy who had already gotten and solved the puzzle that I was doing. He told me what to do. He told me exactly what to do. He couldn't get it right. I couldn't get it right. I tried one puzzle where I knew the answer. I knew what to do. Someone was there verified that that is what you do, and I couldn't do it. It wouldn't, solve the puzzle because it has to be in an exact point. Everything has to line up perfectly, and that was on 2 different levels. It was so stupid. It was a waste of time. I hate it. It was absolutely – it's a shame. Some of the new puzzles, they are so freaking hard, dude. It would be easier to play darts with cooked spaghetti. I am telling you, I wasted at least 4 or 5 hours on floor 3, and every second of it I detested. I was so mad I could have punched a baby, kicked a kitten, or sucked the freaking anal evacuation out of a sea otter. I was so mad. I detest this game. I hate it so much. It's the biggest time suck ever. It's not fun. It's not like a time suck where you play and you have a good time. No, it's horrible. Everything is awful about it. It's not clever. The controls suck worse than an Amish virgin. There's no coherency. Okay, the past floors are like, oh, okay, I now understand how bad the games are going to suck. Now they change a couple things in which, oh, now you can grab into the water. Oh, you use this one. I don't want to do any spoilers, so I'm going to stop there. Let me just tell you, I have a review of the 3rd floor up on YouTube, and I've already wasted a buttload of time on the 4th floor, and I can't figure it out. Save yourself some effing time. Don't buy the game. If somehow you did buy the game, God bless you. Go look at the review, because I'm telling you, it's a waste of effing time. You don't want to do it. Anyhow, when I lay down to sleep, I pray. I pray hard, Alex. I pray hard, and I say, Lord, please let them not release any more floors. Because if they do, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might die. I might literally die. I cannot stand this game. It's worse than Ranch Planet. Because at least Ranch Planet, you play it, it's bad, it doesn't work, but it's over. You don't have to open it again. They're going to keep releasing this crap, knowing that it's crap. It's just level after level of atrocious gameplay that wastes your time, puts you in a bad mood, and wears your patience thin as a nipple's whisker. It is horrible. Please, if you don't listen to anything I ever say ever in life, please do not play this game. Do not buy this game. I hope the studio never releases another game and that their entire families just are ashamed of the people who are involved in this game, because it is atrocious. I don't understand how it's that bad.
Adam, I think we need to do a competitive fundraiser, like a charity fundraiser where you.
No, I know what you're gonna say. No.
We'll talk about it off air.
No.
Adam's going to play 18 floors. I'm going to play Ranch Planet. Whoever raises the most money, the other person has to play both games. Are you done airing your grievance, Adam? Is it my turn?
I'm afraid at this point someone's gonna find, the developers are gonna find me and they're gonna get angry at us because I hate their game so much. So I better stop. I could talk for hours on how much I hate this game. Will from that guy's Will VR, he knows because he jumps on the stream and watches me suffer and want to die. He's giving me ways to kill myself. It's that bad of a game. He could tell I'm not enjoying myself that much in the game. Oh, it sucks. Go ahead. Way to go. You ruined my night.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Adam. My airing of grievance, I'm less volatile than Adam this evening. But my grievance has to do with audio, specifically the PlayStation VR party audio. You know, a lot of these games, they require audio to do well. Megalith is one of them. Firewall 0 Hour is one of them. Even games that you play multiplayer like To the Top, you like to communicate. That's part of the fun is you have these headset on. Everybody's got a microphone. Everybody's got similar audio quality. But they just make it so freaking hard to get the audio just right. You know, I'll get into a game, I'll turn on the party audio, and then I can't talk to anybody that I'm playing a game with. I have to go out of the menu. I can never remember, should I hit the button just a short press to bring up some of the options, or do I have to hit the long press to kick me completely out of the game and go to the crossbar menu and then go into the settings and then go into party settings and then go to party settings, audio settings, party settings, audio settings, sharing audio settings, party settings, audio settings, sharing audio settings, audio levels, then decide, okay, do I want to have some obscure setting adjust the microphone level, or do I want to have some obscure setting adjust how much I hear people in the game, or do I want to have some obscure setting adjust how much I want to hear the game? Guys, come on. Don't make it complicated. And please, just let me hit the button once. It should be something right there in the menu pops up on the overlay. It's just audio, guys. It's audio. I'm not changing the whole game. Just let me flick a couple switches. But the main reason I got to this is because my man Adam is the audio king of PSVR, talking about making two Megalith videos, trying to make a tutorial. Nobody can understand what he's saying because he's blasting that shotgun all day, doesn't know how to adjust the settings. But honestly, if somebody as smart as toddler-brained Adam can't figure out how to adjust the audio for his streams, how are you going to expect the great masses of people playing PSVR to adjust the audio of their streams? I mean, maybe that's why we have a podcast and why we do these streams and stuff, is because we devote the time to figure out how to do this. But, you know, I want the everyman to be able to talk to me when I'm playing Megalith. I want the everyman to be able to talk to me when I'm hanging out in the lobby in Firewall 0 Hour, because that's all you can damn do. You guys keep telling me I need to lay off Firewall 0 Hour. I'm not going to lay off that game. You can't connect in it, man. People still complain about you can't connect in it. I'm telling you, I'm going to play this game. I'm going to set aside 3 hours to play this game, and I'm going to spend 2 hours or 45 minutes sitting in the lobby trying to connect to somebody, talking to some dude not ready to play the game because he's too busy taking a puff out of his vape. Got to hear him go, how come you're only level 29? God, I freaking swear, man. How you still have bad connection in this game? I don't know anything about programming. I'm going to write some netcode to fix Firewall 0 Hour. I'll probably get it done in about a year. It's still going to be faster than when they're going to get it done. My goodness gracious. Way to shoot yourself in the foot, guys. Oh, all right. So moving on to some more positive things, we got some good comments that we just want to give a quick shout out. I want to give a shout out to my buddy Ben. I'm not going to say your full name, but you left a comment on YouTube. Talked about how you thought Adam must have looked like John Candy's son. You called him Adam Candy. I thought it was pretty funny. Adam doesn't know who John Candy is, so it doesn't really register with him. Yeah, I agree. If you just heard Adam, you probably thought he'd be like a mix of Steve Urkel and I don't even know another Steve Wilkos.
Do I sound like a troll? I don't understand what these people are. What the heck, man?
I don't know. Maybe it's good that we're doing video now that people know you don't just sound like a goober. You look like one too. He also said that I look like a decent, good-looking dude. So Ben, you know, I'm married, but if you're in town, just call me. We'll see what's up, man. I mean, just see where the night takes us. The other shout out, my listener comment of the year was Martine. Big boy came back at us, said, "Nice watching." Oh, Martine. You're saving my life, man. You're saving my life. Every time it just completes me when I see you dropping something on us on YouTube or on the PlayPSVR.com website. So thank you, Martine. Everybody leaving a comment for us. We love reading them. You know, we're bored throughout the day. We want to talk to you guys as much as possible. And I love seeing how you guys love to rag on Adam. Just keep dropping the hits on him, man. This dude, he needs a reality check. I need you to make fun of how he looks. Make fun of how he sounds. You know, you could probably smell him. Make fun of how you think he smells. This is great. I want to hear all of it, guys. Lay into him. Rip him a new one. Tell Adam how you really feel, and then we'll tell you how we really feel about you. We love you guys. We love you. So that's it. Thanks for the shout-out, guys. Thanks for the airing your grievances. Adam, take us out.
With that, yeah, I mean, now that I'm going to just get harassed all week about how bad I smell and how ugly I am and how they thought I was an overweight troll living in my mom's basement, I guess I'm just going to end it here. But be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast. We love doing it for you guys. We love to hear from you. This week we put up the Megalith review. We put up a blog, an article, how not to get VR sick. We put an article about our most anticipated PSVR games coming out. We have just actually, during this podcast, I published the Power A PSVR storage case review. So if you're looking at one of those, you can look at the review and see what we got to say about that. And then I want to know what games you guys are looking most forward to in 2019. Comment on whether it's YouTube or the website or if it's Reddit or Twitch. I don't care where you get us. Find us, let us know. We'll give you a shout out next week in the podcast. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what games maybe we've missed because there's a lot of games coming out. And certainly I'm sure we missed some or maybe we're incorrect about some of the ones we're looking forward to. So contact us, like I said, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, Gmail, PlayPSVR.com. Anything. We love you guys. Thanks for listening to Play PSVR, the podcast, where virtual reality is our reality.